hotel staff threw me out for looking homeless, not knowing I owned the entire hotel chain. After checking on my sister hotels across 3 continents for 7 days straight, I stumbled into my own hotel in Chicago to finally crash. Between the exhaustion and the donated clothes I'd been wearing since the airline lost my luggage, I looked completely homeless. That's all the night manager Lana needed to see to decide I was going to be her entertainment for the slow night. She glanced up from her computer for maybe 2 seconds before going back to scrolling, using that bored voice hotel staff use when they want you gone. Can I help you? When I said I needed a room, she actually laughed in my face and exchanged looks with Josiah, the security guard. My face burned while they discussed me like I wasn't even standing there. Lana asked Josiah if they should call the cops now or give me a chance to leave first, clearly enjoying herself way too much. The disgust in their eyes made my stomach drop. I stood there, exhausted and done with this whole thing, while Josiah walked around the desk, getting close enough that I could smell his cologne mixing with coffee breath. He sniffed at me dramatically and gagged. Oh goodness, he reeks like piss and failure. Before I could even process what was happening, he grabbed my collar and shoved me backward hard. I stumbled and Lana laughed from behind the desk. Careful, you might catch something, she said, practically bouncing with glee. My back exploded in pain from an old injury, and I couldn't stop the gasp that escaped. Lana immediately jumped on it, clapping her hands together. Oh my god, the withdrawal shakes are starting, Josiah added. I've seen this act before. They pretend to be sick while doing a fake trembling impression. When I reached for a chair to steady myself, he kicked it sliding across the marble. The sound echoed through the empty lobby. That's when they spotted my ring finger. Lana's eyes narrowed as she pointed at the tan line. Let me guess, your wife left because you're a pathetic drunk? Josiah piled on, saying I probably beat her with these shaky hands. No wonder she ran. Who could love something like this? My chest tightened because my wife died last year, and somehow they'd found the one wound that hadn't healed. They must have seen something in my face because they both closed in. I was still trying to catch my breath when my wallet fell from my pocket and scattered everywhere. Josiah planted his foot on my driver's license and ground it down. Meanwhile, Lana had already snatched up the photo of my wife. She held it up to show Josiah, and I immediately reached for it, my heart racing. She yanked it away and made some crack about my wife being way out of my league. Please, that's my wife, I said, but she just smiled and tore the photo in half right in front of me. The sound of ripping paper hit me like a punch. Those torn halves were all I had left of her. I made another desperate grab for the pieces, but Lana already had her lighter out, flicking it open and lit them, while Josiah forced my head down to watch. The ashes hit my face while she told me my wife was gone, just like my dignity. I tried to pull away, but Josiah kept his hand on my neck, pressing harder. That's when something popped in my ribs from the awkward position, and I couldn't help crying out. They finally let me go, and I dropped to my knees, trying to breathe through the pain and tried to get my prescription bottle. Lana was quick to notice and picked it up. Oxy? Of course. Junkie trash. I tried to stand, but the pain kept me down as she walked to the door. Those are prescribed. I need those. I managed to get out, but she just laughed. She poured every single pill down the storm drain while I watched helplessly. Can't sell these to kids now, can you? Lana was already on 911, describing a violent vagrant who'd threatened to kill them. She gave a completely false description, while Josiah destroyed my boarding passes and the merger documents I'd been reviewing. Look at this trash, pretending to be important. The worst part was when Josiah found my hotel loyalty card with my name on it. He laughed and showed Lana. David Keat? This loser thinks he's the owner? They both cracked up while he snapped the card in half. Lana leaned in close, her breath hot against my ear. You're nothing. You'll always be nothing. Then came the final assault. Josiah dragged me outside by my hair and threw me onto the wet concrete. Lana appeared with a mop bucket and dumped the filthy water over me. Maybe now you'll smell better. Josiah kicked me in the ribs while I was down. Come back and I'll put you in the hospital. Lana actually spit on me before adding, or the morgue. They went back inside laughing, high-fiving through the glass while I lay there trying to understand how this had happened in my own hotel. Blood mixed with dirty water on the concrete while they made jokes about homeless people through the window. I laid there until Tom from the morning shift pulled up 20 minutes later and recognized me immediately despite the state I was in. He ran over yelling my name while Lana came storming out to stop him. Get away from that piece of her face went from angry to terrified when she heard him say, Mr. Keat. She stumbled backward, processing what that name meant. Tom was already helping me sit up and calling for an ambulance. Josiah appeared in the doorway and dropped his phone when he saw Tom kneeling beside me. They both stared at me like they were seeing a ghost. The reality hit them hard. They'd just assaulted the man who owned the entire hotel chain. The man whose name was literally on their paychecks. The man whose loyalty card they'd just snapped in half while laughing. And they'd done it all on camera. They tried to help me to my feet, but it was too late. I was going to destroy them. Full story on channel. Link below.